Hello and welcome back to Broadside Gaming with me, Zug, and today we're carrying on with some more Darktide content, and we're taking a look at my most recent build I'm using for the Psyker. So, as you can see, this is a Purgataus staff, so it's going to be a flamey build. Let's take a look at the feats we're using. So we're going with Essence Harvest, Warp Unleashed, Psychic Communion, Kinetic Shield, Wildfire, and Ascendance Blaze. A lot of these you can chop and change if you really want to, especially with Wildfire being a little bit bugged. But honestly, I wouldn't touch Ascendance Blaze. Ascendance Blaze is what makes this build. And I know there's a big argument for Kinetic Deflector helping people, you know. You turn almost into an Ogryn with this, but honestly, I'd stick with this Tanner loadout for for this build. Right, let's have a look at what the weapons we're using. So we'll start off with the Purgataus 4-star first. So modifiers, we've gone with damage, burn, cloud radius. I would have liked if cloud radius was a bit higher, but I've been having really bad luck with that. For this, I would use Quell Speed as your dump stat, even though for me it's the highest one on there almost. But if you can, use Quell Speed as your dump stat and get burn, cloud, and damage at 80. But that's a perfect roll. It's not always going to happen. For your perks, we're going with the only absolutely necessary perk on here is the critical strike chance. Because, and there's a reason behind this, crits with this weapon apply double to triple Soul Blaze stacks. So you're going to want as high a crit chance on this weapon as you can, and as you can see, this is also why I'm running with the tier 4 Warp Nexus, because we're going to be playing at incredibly high peril levels, just to keep our crit chance buffed up as much as you can. And the other blessing I'm for is Warp Flurry. I just like the added charge speed. It's not necessary. You could go with anything really. You could go with the tier 2 secondary attacks can't be interrupted. That's a good one to go for, but I prefer Warp Flurry. It's just my personal choice on the matter. And right, the melee weapon, you can bounce between these. I'm currently trying out the Ilias Mark 5 Blaze 4 sword with this. So as you can see, we've got unarmored and melee damage against Groans and Poxwalkers. I will be rolling off the Poxwalker one because I just ran out of material while I was rolling, so that will probably be crit or flak armored, just to take advantage of the Blazing Spirit that's on there. But the one thing you absolutely need on there is Slaughterer. Okay, to be honest, I would say if you're running Heresy or Damnation, what you really want is Slaughterer and Uncanny Strikes. And with that, you will be tearing Ogryns and specials to pieces on a charged warp attack, or a charged heavy warp attack. You can almost 1 to 2 shot crushers. But I'm trying out the Ilias for the moment, and yeah, it's alright. I like it. Slaughterer is always good. And, you know, with Blazing Spirit on there. I have been testing Bloodthirsty with it, and gotta say, not hugely impressed, but that requires a lot more testing on my end before I can say yay or no on that. So yeah, you want high first target, high finesse, high damage. Everything else can be dumped. Finesse is your attack speed and crit chance, and first target is just you get a huge damage boost to the first thing you're hitting. So they're pretty goddamn useful modifiers to have. But yeah, this is how I'm running my Ilias at the moment, is Blazing Spirit and Slaughterer, but you can always go for the Demios if you want, and have Slaughterer and Uncanny Strikes. They're very, very good blessings, and they will carry you through most of the harder content with it. I mean, if you really wanted to, you want to play a bit more defensively, you can use Deflector. It gives you that little bit more wiggle room, just to be able to, like, gunners will tear you to pieces. They are the bane of the Psyker's existence, the gunners. and you can bless your curios to be more resistant to gunners. But as you can see, I wasn't as lucky. Didn't get any gunner resistance on mine, just sniper and poxhounds. I've gone for mostly health because toughness is a bit shit, to be honest. So we're going to backload ourselves with a lot more health and combat ability regeneration. Now, combat ability regeneration is just my go-to. You know, the more you can use your combat ability, the more you can chuck Soul Blaze around, the more you can quell your stacks when you've gone overboard a little bit. So I'm running 12% on all of these. But yeah, with this build, it's pretty nutty. I quite like it, to be honest. So you're just generally going to be running around. Burning everything to the fucking ground. But you do need to make sure you're still using Brain Burst, because you need to keep your warp charges at max to give yourself that damage boost. Yes, this build's not going to have quick Brain Bursts, but it's still absolutely necessary, especially when you're playing in a pug. To be honest, it's your kind of job to be dealing with snipers and gunners that are out of range of the team. You are their last line of defense for this, so just make sure you're keeping up with it. So, talking on warps, not warps, you know, your stacks. The reason we're using some of these, so especially this one, Psychic Communion, whenever you kill an ally, whenever you or an ally in coherency kill an enemy, you have 4% chance to gain a warp charge. I've been having a little bit of trouble with this specific build, keeping those warp charges up, so that is why I'm using Psychic Communion. It kind of works. And also with Ascendant Blaze, killing enemies killed by your Soul Blaze effects or from any source have a 10% chance to grant you a warp charge. So that would also be why I'm trying out Blazing Spirit on the sword, because that does add Soul Blaze. It's another layer of Soul Blaze you can add on to things. So you just want to be going in quite aggressively and setting everything on fire, and hopefully your warp charges will keep ticking up and up and up and giving you that damage boost. Yeah, it's a weird one to get used to, because it's a very different build to how you'd run most of the staves, but I'm actually having more fun with this than I have for a while on the Psyker. So yeah, it's pretty amusing. Testing that out. Yeah, so that's got Slaughter on it. I'll just show you what I mean by Bloodthirsty. So Bloodthirsty, 100% crit chance on special attack kill. Which means I should be able to charge this. But it doesn't seem to spread anything around. It just seems to... So I'm not sure how impressed I am by that. I might end up re-rolling that off just for Uncanny Strikes and Slaughterer. But we'll see how we go. But just to reiterate, Slaughterer is what you want on these swords. And if you want to go full in with it, Slaughterer and Uncanny Strikes. Well, folks, I hope this video has been entertaining, helped you out, If it has, please like, subscribe, hit that little bell for notification. It really does help us out. We do stream every Tuesday and Friday, and a lot of the time we'll be streaming Darktide, so if you want to come along, check it out, please feel free. But yeah, that's it for now, folks. So until the next time, take it easy, and I'll see you later.